ready to go.
We're going.
Oh, what's up, everybody?
Everything's going.
Welcome to podcast episode 52. I believe that's right. Yeah. I'm Trevor.
I'm Tim, even though you probably don't recognize me because I have this awesome
creepy mustache.
I'm a fan.
I know. Kyla's point keeps being proven by every time you guys say that.
Well, it's crazy. Give them a short version of
Okay.
it.
So, guys, Kyla is the vice president of ZZPerformance and Tim's wife. We were talking about she absolutely hates the mustache that Tim has going on. She said that you will never have, like, I guess someone like the opposite gender, tell you that it looks good. Like you will never hear like no other like girl has told Tim like, hey, that looks good. It's always other dudes like, yeah, because they're like your competition.
Yeah.
And like
It's weird.
Yeah. Like no other person. It's like, yeah, you're cool for having like the balls to do that and stuff, but like no like opposite gender will tell you, yeah, that looks awesome. Because no, Tim, it doesn't. Like it creeps me the heck out.
It's
I've known you for a
just
decade.
like women would never say.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah.
But yeah, like you'll when women get short haircuts, no guy ever says you look good with a short
Nope.
haircut. Ever. No
Nope.
guy on the planet says that.
Nope.
But other women are like, oh, it looks so good.
Yep.
Like that's a weird thing.
Yeah.
Just like this terrible mustache.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't say never, but definitely far less common.
Yeah, I'll say if it's like a 20-to-1 ratio. It's a lot.
There are some certain circumstances.
There's no circumstance for this mustache.
Yeah,
Well-
there's literally no
That's fair.
there's no circumstance for that.
But
mustache.
yeah, all dudes compliment other dudes' mustaches.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah,
it.
they do.
Yeah, it's never like a like
It's probably more of like a solidarity. Oh, by the way, I'm Randy O.
Yeah.
Randy O'Brien, ladies and gentlemen.
Randy O is ZZP.
Yeah, he is
Randy O that nobody knows.
yeah,
What do you
Randy is
do?
a
What do you
longtime
drive?
friend and customer of ZZPerformance.
Can't drive nothing right now.
No, that's not true. He owns a Sonic right now.
He has, and a second one now, like pretty much the baddest Sonic that there is, I think, kinda.
Pretty much, yeah.
I mean, it's like a performance airbag Sonic.
Yeah.
Like, with all the coolest bits and bobs.
Has some like rare JDM or KDM
yeah.
pieces.
Korea, yeah.
It's bagged, and he tracks it. Randy, like so people can see your bill. What's your Instagram name?
Instagram name is Randy_Smandy, right?
Yes, Randy Schmandy. Yeah.
That's what it is.
So you guys check him out if you want to. His Sonic is probably one of the baddest Sonics around. Obviously, besides the drag Sonic, but two different builds kind of thing. And it's for Street Sonic.
Yep.
It's probably one of our favorite, if not our favorite, Street Sonic.
Pull your mic in, Randy Schmandy.
No.
Okay.
You're not as real,
there.
there.
Oh, is it out of wire, maybe?
No, you're not.
That
as
might be.
I just don't want to break
Linkage
your
has
stuff.
approached
What you drinking
its
over there,
maximums.
Randy?
Oh, this is.
Oh yeah, Randy, what are you drinking today?
This is just Maker's Mark. It's a little bottom shelf, but it's fine.
Oh, Randy's fancy, guys. He like drinks fancy wine.
I am not. I mixed 3 almost empty bottles out of our liquor cabinet.
Oh. Just 3 random?
They were all clear.
Oh.
Jesus.
What are you at?
Hey Eric, you go down
Kinda.
on the YouTube channel. It's not going down to the bottom. Oh look, Captain Slow is here.
We have so many technical difficulties today. That's better.
All right. So what's our subject for the day, mister?
So today we're talking about, in light of Halloween, staying on the times here, our scariest moments behind the wheel. So, I mean, do we jump right into Randy? Kind of why we brought him in.
Yeah, the only reason I'm here, actually.
Yeah.
So, a lot of people, at least close friends, will know that I think it was like 2 Tuesdays ago now.
Yeah. Sounds about right.
Yeah, I was like
Yeah.
just sitting at a stoplight, minding my business, and some guy in just the most pedestrian vehicle in the world, Toyota RAV4, I think,
Pretty pedestrian.
just like blew through a red light, tried to overcorrect, and just T-boned the bejesus out of my little black Sonic. And
I'm surprised you weren't hurt.
yeah, it's
Or at least
I
not
mean,
major.
like there's a lot of stuff going on in the shoulder, but besides, I'm at like 31, so I can bounce back still.
Yeah. Yeah.
For the
It's
time
gonna
being.
come back.
Yeah, when I'm like your age,
Yeah, it's going to be rough.
it's gonna be a problem.
10 more years. Yep.
Rude. Rude.
But yeah, so Black Sonic is totaled officially. Actually, I got the paperwork today.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, you were correct in your assumption. That is definitely borked.
I think that is one of the scariest things for any car enthusiast. Like you have this we have this object that we have dumped a lot of our spare money in and made kind of sometimes awful financial decisions for.
Sometimes.
What I
All the
said
time,
when
okay.
I walked in this morning, I was like, "Hi, my name's Randy. I'm here to make poor financial decisions."
Yes.
And I purchased another Sonic for
Yeah. Yeah.
some reason.
Yeah. Yo, Leon, mind your business.
Just shut up, Leon.
Yeah, shut up,
didn't
Leon.
even-
We're all gonna be eating up here. This stuff is amazing. But yeah, it's really scary to know that any second, like,
Yeah.
and this is a reality for all of us. Any second, not even by not your fault, like not your own fault,
Yeah.
something can be taken from you just like that.
Like it's like that 3-4 year period you had just like saving up parts and
Yep.
importing parts and all this fun, stuff you've done for the past 3 years just
Out of the window.
Gone.
that
However,
snap just
what is nice, what is cool about this is that none of the parts were damaged. It was like the body of the Sonic.
Yeah, none
so
of
you
the
can
cool parts.
you can
Yeah.
save all that. You can go
So,
to the
like,
next build with it.
for the people that don't know about the car, because I feel like nobody knows about the car because it's a Sonic. So it's got like a carbon hood, carbon fenders, carbon hatch. It's got a Korean wing on it. It's got a full Valvetronic exhaust. It's got pretty much everything you can throw at a Sonic and
Yeah.
then some.
Yeah.
It's not just. I went through a parts magazine and was like, I would like these parts. It was stuff that I had to import, stuff that I had to make myself. stuff that I had to
Yes,
repair
Connor.
myself.
I believe he is buying it back and swapping over the parts.
Yes,
Yep.
that
Obviously.
that was the decision made today. Yeah, I was like, I think all the carbon on this car is probably worth more than a Sonic in general.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that is the plan. It will be a new fun thing for the next. What did I say? 6 months.
Yep.
Well,
Yeah.
Nah, you'll have that thing for a while.
well, it'll take 6 months to get it up to.
Yeah.
Up to the last thing. Because,
The
guys, that
semi-standard.
Sonic was sweet. It's like, because he and I cruised from here to Tail the Dragon,
Oh, yeah.
because we was up here last time. And I will say it was just super cool. I was in the ATS and DD mode, and just him coming up when we were in McDonald's and just airing out. I was like, dude, just no matter where we're at, just air out everywhere. And it's
Yeah,
amazing.
it's the best when you get like the old dudes in paddock, like at
Yeah.
a race course. You like lay the car out on like Hoosier A7s, like some slicks, and they're like, "That's illegal."
Yeah.
They give you that look, and then they give you a point buy on their 911. So
Yeah.
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 it's a good time.
That's
So
good.
definitely scary. And one of those things where all you see is this bright flash of light from.
That's what I was going to
headlights.
ask, if you saw it coming at all, or just
Like,
all of a
I
sudden the
saw-
car moved really quickly.
I saw it coming, and I was like, "Oh, he's just gonna go through the light," because people run red lights all the time because people are dumb.
Yep.
And I was like, "I'm just gonna roll through." And as soon as he looked up and saw the red light, he slammed on the brakes and corrected right. And I was like, "No!"
Yep.
Put the car in
Go,
reverse
go.
to try to, and there was no.
Well, good thing you didn't, or you'd get hurt worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would have been that, and I mean, let's be honest. More importantly, all the carbon bits. So.
Yeah, more importantly.
More importantly. I mean, and they, like a lot of people say, hey, man, more importantly, you're here, which is always true. At the time, you as a person, you don't feel that way. You're like, no, I just lost my baby. You know,
Yeah,
like,
it was
You know how long we've been trying to burn that through your head?
yeah, I'm still not all the way on
was
that.
that a joke? The burn part?
Oh, nice.
Funny is a lot of people don't know about that, but it's going to come out today. So,
There you go.
yeah,
Yep.
it's going to come out today.
Scariest things. Randy,
Right,
you
Tim.
want to add another, or do we just go
yeah.
around one story
Well,
at a time?
I drive the car
We could.
on its edge, but we could just
At least
go
give
down.
Take turns,
one
yeah.
driving story. That's what they were
Maybe
doing here.
I think since there's maybe a winner of the best traffic ticket here,
Uh-oh.
maybe that would be a fun story.
Oh, no, remember, Tim is supposed to be scary because it's Halloween.
It's
Woo!
not, that's
I
not
think
scary.
his speeding ticket's probably scary.
Let's not put that out. legally.
Oh, okay.
We know somebody that did this thing.
What he theoretically might have done is.
I did a thing. I just messed up real bad, and then just this. We'll just put this tagline.
No accident.
The
No
state of
accident, no
Florida
damage was
versus
done.
Randall O'Brien.
Oh, wow.
So,
So, hashtag go away Florida.
jeez. So
Hashtag
much-
go away Florida.
So you're not ever moving back to Florida.
I mean, not unless I have to. It's like the wild, wild west there, which
Yeah,
is
pretty
great.
much.
You could drive a car with like no doors, turbo dump out the hood, no problems. Nobody gives you any grief. But besides that, it's like living in the wild west. So,
I can see that.
But
All right, Tim, what you got, dog? So guys,
Scariest?
yeah. Well, guys, what's funny is all of us at this table have had some pretty scary times at our own little events here. Like Tim is
I've been like,
arguably you had the most.
Yeah.
Arguably.
We were-
The
I've
most
had-
seasoned, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, he's the most seasoned scary.
trying
Because
to
you're
decide
old.
who
another
to
word
have
for
on
old.
for this podcast, and everyone in the office at the same time.
Literally,
said
we all
Tim.
said, who should we have with Tim?
Yeah, it's funny. I mean, I guess the scariest one is my endoing a suspension Ranger down the road a few times.
Oh, yeah. I forgot
Is that the one
Three-
where you hung it in a tree?
I mean, I hit a tree at one point
Oh.
and then endoed it down the road.
Gotcha.
But I went over a few times. It was one of those accidents too, where like, when is this gonna stop? Like that went through your head as you're tumbling, and then yeah. But I've been in a lot of like really serious accidents, and like half of them I was riding passenger in, and I never get hurt. Like, I don't
Kyle
believe
has
in
told
that.
us to knock on wood every time you say never.
I don't
Yep.
believe that. But yeah, I've been in a lot of real bad accidents and never been injured. But yeah, the Ranger, I was trying to be Ken Block, and my name's not Ken Block, and I was hitting a corner way too fast, and I came in the corner a little too fast, turned in a little too early, and then there was a mailbox on the inside of the corner, so I steered away from that, but I lost my turning momentum, and it sent me off. The back tires were in the ditch, and I was still floored. And then there's a tree stump in the ditch. So then I slid sideways at like probably 50, hit the thing, and went endoing down the road. And then just kind of just sat in the truck, and I'm like, did that just happen? I'm like slapping my arms and my legs, and I'm like, am I really okay?
Yeah.
And yeah, my little Ranger like saved me.
Yeah.
Like a little crap box Ranger.
What I will say, too, was crazy. Like, I never know, like, that was very, very shortly after I moved up here and started work for ZZP. That was like a few days. Cause it was like, and I remember because you helped me move over with that Ranger.
Yeah.
And then like a few days later, I didn't see it again. I had no idea why until like a year later.
No, he just watered it, and now he has the big white Ranger.
No, and he sold that.
But yeah, it wasn't a good time. It was just a beater Ranger with a basic front and rear suspension, like mid-travel package. So it wasn't too much of a loss, but it was cool that it happened, and I'm here. But I've had a lot of pretty scary moments, a lot of pretty high speed sideways, like.
Kyle
Oh, yeah.
mentioned the lawn dart excursion.
Oh yeah, I lawn darted a Ranger at the dunes.
I don't think that was as scary for you as like.
No,
some
that
of the-
wasn't. That wasn't very scary.
Yeah, that's just a oops moment.
Kind
Yeah,
of
just
a
kind
little
of.
painful.
That didn't hurt really. It like
Hurt your
landed-
mom.
It not really.
Yeah, she's fine.
It's
Look at Bo.
Not really. We just landed on the front bumper and like scrubbed the front bumper and landed, and then
Okay,
just
yeah.
kept going.
Yeah.
It was enough to push the bumper into the radiator, I guess. But
Yeah, it wasn't
It
like
was fine.
super scary, right?
Yeah, like
you've had scarier moments.
yeah, it wasn't that bad. It was
So-
a pretty big jump though. It was a cool jump. There's like a little kicker at the top.
Oh man. Yeah, I mean that's pretty.
Oh, we
pretty
about
up there.
to endo another Ford this weekend. Full-size lawn dart.
Yeah, we
no.
are going to Silver Lake tomorrow. So
We'll do a ZZP
Knock
short
on wood
off the back
again.
deck.
Yeah.
yeah.
Hey, yeah, Joe Duchette was saying that I was in Canada once and almost hit a moose. No, I did not do that because when I was in Canada, I was in Edmonton, and I went for nerd stuff to play World of Warcraft and Dungeons and Dragons for Canada.
Did you see his comment before that?
You don't say.
That's even better.
That's awesome. Yeah, I know. Nerdy stuff, right? Super nerdy stuff. All right, so Trevor, the host with the most, you had to have some scary moments. You're a drifty boy.
I had a few. The one that comes to mind that'll tell. 'cause
When you
it's-
unbolted the SST and realized you were not Al size?
yeah, that was pretty scary.
Yeah. That's pretty scary. SST, that's his transmission in his.
I was asking around the shop today for a transmission jack to put it back in, and Al instantly responds with, "I am transmission jack."
Yeah.
He is.
I don't buy those things.
But yeah, my most recent car scare on track was the drift event with the Sky.
Oh, really? I didn't even hear about this.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad, really, but it's ZZP car, so it makes sense. Basically, I kind of got my comfort level up, and I went probably 5 laps or so. So I was like feeling really good, and I was like, man, I'm better than I thought I was, and the car is feeling great. So I went for the full send lap.
Oh, and that's when he knew.
Yeah.
And I was like,
done
everyone
goofed.
says these Kappas are so scary, and I feel good. And
You
yeah, I
thought.
think like the third turn, it was just like, whoop, did the Kappa snap and just hucked over a little berm into the grass and did a 360, and I was like, and it did like the dirt spray over everything.
Oh,
So I had
yeah.
to, like run the wipers for a second. I was like, where am I?
What
happened?
Wiper, singular.
Yeah, with
Wiper.
singular wiper. So I reached out and wiped the little bit it doesn't get. But yeah, put it in first, and I was like, oh, we're good.
It
We're
drives.
Back up.
Yeah.
Just
that-
stitch the rest up.
I did that with the S2000
Yeah.
too. That's one bad thing about a convertible.
Yeah.
Like you just go full send right off the track, and then there's this wall of dirt, and you're like,
Yeah.
no.
Like it
Yeah,
wasn't
all
a
in the
bad
interior.
arc.
Oh,
I
God.
wasn't going that fast, but the fact that it's like snap of fingers, you can't see anything. And
Yeah.
it's dark because your windows are covered in dirt. So you're just like, oh no, I don't know where I'm going.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, Al.
All right, Al.
My scariest was in my first car, my 93 Cavalier. And I was probably still 16, maybe. I was leaving town, and I had just stopped at like a gas station. And I'm going out of town, and right at the part where it had like gone up to like 55. And I was steering with my knee, opening a drink. And it was raining, and I open my drink and look up, and there's a car stopped in front of me. And while steering with my knee and not looking at the road, I had drifted like halfway across the center lane. And in that split second, like I knew my best bet was to go left because there wasn't any oncoming traffic, and there was a road that turned left. Well, you're not hitting a chip and seal 90-degree turn at 50 mile an hour.
In a bone stock.
And a bone stock 93 Cavalier.
Ooh. Oh,
So I threw the drink on the floor, yeeted the wheel, missed the car that I almost rear-ended, and like hit the front inside corner of the ditch trying to make that corner, and then hit the other ditch completely sideways. And it was enough that it bent both of those wheels and kicked the car up on its side.
Yep.
And I slid on the passenger side for what seemed like a minute.
Yeah.
And like as I'm sliding, leaning on my side, my guitar case comes up from the back seat and like slaps my arm, and I push it back down, and I'm holding it down while the car's sliding. And I'm looking out the passenger window at the chisel plow field as I'm just sliding.
You like
And then it-
held the guitar. This is the most expensive.
It was the most. It literally was. And it finally stops sliding and then slams back down on its wheels. And I'm just still sitting there holding the wheel and my guitar, and like hyperventilating, adrenaline rush.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was mud all the way up the side of the car and on the passenger side mirror from sliding up on its side.
Big old sad.
Yeah. It was okay. I sprayed it off, found some junkyard wheels to throw on it. Yeah, it was good.
Cavaliers are built like tanks. Though.
Yeah.
Like
Hey, they really are.
Yeah.
I did a lot of really dumb things in that car.
Is
I
it
don't
because you had
believe you.
real wheels?
I'll say the dumb.
Answer carefully.
Oh,
I shut off my lights and tried to run from a cop and blew 2 stop signs once.
Oh, boy.
I'm gonna run from the cops in a Cavalier. That's-
Didn't know it was a cop.
Oh.
We were out in the absolute middle of nowhere. And like I fully understand, like, laws are laws, you don't blow stop signs, but with that understood, it was like absolute middle of nowhere. You could see every direction. You knew 100% there were no cars anywhere around. So I had someone with me and was like just being hardcore, like, watch me run this stop sign where no one's around in the middle of nowhere.
Top this baby out at 100.
But there was a cop somehow like a mile behind me. And yeah, I went through the other one, flipped the lights off. Like, had no idea it was a cop until I flipped the lights off and his lights came on. Yeah, that was bad.
That's funny. I had a very similar situation with cops when I was going to school at the UCF. I didn't realize that our campus police were real police.
Oh.
They're real real
Yeah,
like
they sure are.
Orlando like no shit
Wait,
police officers.
not all of them though. Some of them are. Not all of them.
Everybody.
The one he messed with was.
Every one of those mall cops on UCF is a real police officer.
The same goes for Michigan. I got a
Yeah.
reckless driving from a Grand Valley College campus police.
Paul Blart whipped out his badge, and you were sad.
Like I didn't know until I was telling my buddy. I was like, "Yeah, some mall cop tried to pull me over. I think I like destroyed a speed bump in the Cobalt or something." And I just took off, and he flipped on his lights, and I was like, "What are you gonna do? Like chase me down on your Segway?" And then he was like, "No, dude, those are like real police." And I was like, "Oh,
Uh-oh.
no."
Oh,
Yeah, it was a bad time.
SpaghettiOs.
Jesus, take the wheel. I got the guitar. That's about how it went.
I mean, it was Indiana, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
There
yeah.
you go.
Bo's got all the singers today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bo's
Bo's on point.
He's been hanging out with Abby too much.
No kidding.
Are you
Yeah.
ready? Ready for the hot seat?
Oh man.
Scariest moment in a car?
Oh man.
I could name a couple for Ryan.
Yeah, like
Yeah, so
seriously.
can I.
Yeah, no. Unfortunately, multiple people can name multiples with me, which is I don't know how I feel about that. I just want to comment on a customer that has said something on our Facebook chat. Max Lemer has said this, my scariest moment was him beating me in Smash Bros, which has never happened because he doesn't want the smoke. Buy one, get one free. Grab a lane.
Look, Ryan is probably my number one friend that I hate. But
Yeah, no, that's
you
fair.
are not going to beat him in Smash Bros.
No,
I'm
no,
sorry.
no. Tell him he can. Tell him he can. Give him the bait.
I can't do that.
I want to destroy him. I want to destroy him. I want to make him give up hope. And just, yeah, it's okay.
Ryan destroyed me at Smash Brothers with like 6 shots deep
Yeah.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
And I'm not bad at Smash
No, he's
Brothers,
not. He's
but
actually not.
He's just freakishly good.
I've sat there and watched him play like world excuse me
No,
for
you're fine,
screwing
you're
up
fine.
the terms,
You're
but
fine.
like rooms of gameplay with people all over the world, and he's just hammering them left and right. And I thought he's just screwing around with a couple friends. He's like, oh no, this is like world level
he's like
room
rated
here.
3
We're
in the
just,
world, and you're like,
Yeah, I wish I
and
was
like,
that good.
excuse me, what?
I wish I was that good.
I
But
can understand why you won't attend the Tale of the Dragon when you have to practice that much.
yeah, that's the call. See, okay, all right. Randy and Tim both do the same thing to me. They guilt and talk about what I won't do, so then I do it out of spite, even though I want to do it anyway. So they just,
You won't LSJ swap the snowball.
okay, now that's just being crazy. No, that would be a downgrade.
Yeah, okay, here we go.
All
That's
right.
not what the topic is.
Yeah, okay. So, scariest moment. Okay, now are these near miss scariest moments or actual things where actually happen scary moments? Because I have 2 different categories for both.
I mean,
And I have
whatever
like
makes your
5
butthole go.
Yeah, the closest one to soiling your seat.
Okay, this was, I think my scariest one was my first accident. It was my LSJ rollover. So, for those who don't know, I'm on every type of Cobalt, 2.2, 2.0, and on both 2.0s, but on 2.4 is the one I haven't owned. So, my very first was a 07 LSJ Ultra Silver Metallic with a red interior.
So
Love it.
rare.
No, not at all.
No, I was
Inside
talking
joke.
about that
Yeah, inside joke.
the sponsorship thing.
I know.
had there.
Inside joke. Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, anyway.
Sponsorship.
Yeah, I know.
Fair
I had
enough.
to think about that.
Kyle's over here. So,
Yes, sir. I appreciate the deal.
you too, bye, Kyle.
Later.
Okay, so
Kyle's more like I'm stuck with him like a brother that you hate. Like if Kyle and I were actually brothers, one of us would be dead by now.
yeah, you would have suplexed each other off.
Probably, yeah.
Each other.
Anyway.
So, basically, I was coming home one night. It was in March of it was in college at the time, so it was like, actually 2009. It was in March of 2009. And I was coming home like a friend. We were having some sort of spring party, and my group of friends were, because I was working at the zoo. I was a zookeeper before this, and we had little parties, and it was late. And me and my friends, we were, messing around for a little bit. And I raced like an S14, like it was an SR20 S14. It was like a dating race. I had 3 people in the car. It was a good time. So I took them home, and I was going home. On the way home, I saw actually Jeremy Cliff's 350Z in him. Jeremy Cliff is actually a famous photographer. He shoots for like Mercedes and stuff. Now, really good guy, really nice guy. and I was, driving. So I'm like, I'm cool street racer Ryan. I'm like, first performance car. Let's go.
Oh, was this 2 weeks
I
ago?
say it hasn't changed. I've known you for 11 years.
I need better friends.
Well, yeah.
So
and it's been the same.
hey, we can see Curtis Clement's thing on there, like whoever that is.
Oh,
Yeah.
hi,
You
Chris.
read his name.
Yeah, tell Curtis to go away. Sorry.
I'm going to guess Curtis isn't watching.
Yeah, I'm also gonna guess that. Tell him to go away.
Tell him to sign in. Drop a line.
Yeah. There we go.
So you're in your LSJ.
Yep.
Yeah,
so
I'm
I'm in
right
it,
into the same
and
problem, guys.
there is a
I mean, I'll try the.
there's like my exit's coming up, and he's like getting on my exit, and so I decide
sorry.
to. I'm like, I'm gonna floor it around this long corner. I'm gonna floor it real good. So it's a long, swoopy corner, and
You on
it is.
stock wheels and rubber?
I am on stock wheels and rubber, so 215s.
No seasons?
Yeah, no, these were beat up stock Pirellis on the LSJ. Stock Pirelli still.
For the P0s?
No, those weren't even the PZ.
Oh,
Like
okay.
those, like the stock ones or whatever they were. They were awful,
Oh, so
and they
you
were
You were trying to die.
yeah. So and again, I'm thinking I'm Mr. Street racer fast car guy. So I go on this corner like 70 or 80. At the end of it, there was a dip and a pothole. So boom, the rear came up and lost traction. I spun across 2 lanes of traffic.
Wow.
Luckily, no other cars. And then the grass, like the median was like a little ditch in a dip, and grabbed the grass. The grass grabbed the car, and I rolled once fully. Was about to roll again, but bounced on the other side. Like they had not the metal ones, but like the tension rope
Oh, yeah.
guards. It bounced me back, and I remember it very vividly. I was on my head. The radio was still playing. It was "Breathe In, Breathe Out" by Kanye West with Ludacris's part right
Well,
there.
that's where you went wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was upside down like this, and I just remember in that moment, like just screaming no. Like I remember it very vividly because like metal is clanging and bashing around you and all sorts of stuff. Like it was very scary. However, Jeremy Cook helped pull me out of the car, and the only thing I got from that was a burn on my hand. You can still sort of see the scar, and a seatbelt burn right here. That was the only thing I had done.
That's crazy.
I remember also the scariest moment was actually, calling my mom afterwards, say, "Hey, mom, I'm good." She flipped her shit. She was crying and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
She had lost family before that and all that stuff, and she absolutely lost it. Like, it was a bad time. So
Yeah, and there is a price to pay because
yeah.
my parents, we were meeting for lunch the day after or like a day or two later, and they were like, "Hey, we want to see a Ranger." So I'm like, "Oh, it's I had it towed to this place," and they went there. They called me back, and they're like, "We don't want to go to lunch with you anymore." And I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah.
And then my wife didn't talk to me for like 2 days. Like
Yeah.
it was
Yeah,
I was
like
like,
there-
all right, I better dial this back a
Yeah.
couple notches.
Oh, I just remembered the scariest part about when I ran from the cop.
Oh, no.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
No, this happened. So, 2 stop signs and evading police is what he could have got me for.
Yeah, I know those.
When he pulled me over and like I explained and I told him something like I'm just a dumb teenager doing dumb things, and like I think he kind of understood that I was being honest, like I wasn't actually trying to do
Like,
anything
yeah, I can
crazy.
tell.
And so he took this was before I had a cell phone. He took my home phone number and he asked me how long it would take me to get home. And he said, "I'll give you an extra half an hour, and then I'm going to call your house. And if you go home and you tell your parents exactly what happened, and she tells me the right story, then I won't charge you with any of this."
That's
Did he?
something-
Did he?
No,
call?
he held his word. He called.
He did.
Yep.
Oh.
That's something that only works in Indiana.
Yeah, probably.
Because anywhere else, they're like, let me get this revenue ticket.
Yeah.
But no, because, like, yeah, like.
But
calling-
that was scary.
Yeah.
Getting home
Cut the
Having to
phone
tell
line.
your
and
parents.
having to
The waiting time.
like, "Mom, there's a phone call coming, and you need to know about it."
Mom, I goofed real bad.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah, in my Ranger, I didn't even get a ticket.
Really?
He looked at the truck and he was like, "Did you learn your lesson?" And I was like,
Nope.
"Yeah, yeah, that's an expensive truck that I have like PL and PD on." Like,
What's crazy is
was like,
I
"All right."
did get a ticket. I got like that was the biggest slap in the face. I was so like that like hurt. I was like so down trying to like give me a ticket for failing to maintain control of the vehicle. Yeah, like I wanted to lose control.
Obviously.
Yeah.
He did it on purpose.
Yeah. And then like hurting like public IDOT property.
Say-
Like, yeah, because I want to put it like into the guardrail. Like
It's
come
better
on.
than like so when my accident happened a couple weeks ago, I call our local PD, shout out Portsmouth PD. Hey, I just got in an accident. I need you to come here and write a report. And they're like, is anybody injured? And I was like, yeah, my shoulder's a little messed up. And they're like,
Randy, Mike.
sorry. They're like, all right, cool. We don't care. We'll get there when we get there. And I was like,
Oh,
Wow.
cool quality.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
Um,
Like, I'm bleeding now.
Be like, actually, I'm having an aneurysm.
Yeah.
Somebody's seizuring. Yeah. Like, I don't want to lie to these people. They probably have bigger things to worry about, but still.
Yeah, no, that's pretty blah.
I got in an accident. Sorry, bro.
Yep.
Good luck. Yeah.
Yep.
Thanks, Portsmouth PD.
All right, so
That he's being sarcastic, Portsmouth PD.
yeah.
You did a bad thing.
I am
Poor
not-
little Sonic got punted by a RAV4.
Oh, such a bad day.
Cram.
Oh,
How far did it slide?
so I call.
Oh,
my dad.
yep. See, there's my mom. The officer did call. And she remembers the whole thing.
Oh no, Tina McClure.
See, I told you.
Dude, my mom always told me. She said, like, I don't care if you do something, but you better be honest and tell me first. If I find you're lying, that's when you're in trouble. So you always have this line where like, oh, do I just tell her and just get it over with? Or she's gonna kill
Yeah.
me and murder me anyway. And then
Yeah.
it's always worse if she had to tell her. So I ended up always
Yeah.
telling her. It
That was
was
when I called my wife. I was like, Katie, I just got in an accident. And she was like, what was that now?
Yeah.
I was like, it's my first accident in my 31 years of life. And she was like, okay, if you need anything, call me. And then when I got home, she was like, do we need to hire a lawyer? Did you murder somebody? And I was like, I surprisingly did not.
It was actually very mild.
I was very pleasant. I said, please give me a moment. I don't want to hurt you. And
Yep.
then walked away from the situation because I'm not a violent person. I just
Yeah,
give me a second.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a thing. It's
Got
a
to
thing.
take some pictures and then we'll move our crap boxes out of the way.
Yep. Good one. I love it. I love it. I mean, I don't know about you guys. I got way more stories than that.
Yeah. El,
I
did
mean,
you
we can go
do
back and
over
forth.
under or no?
Yeah.
I did not write any down. I completely
We can
forgot.
keep telling stories then. Perfect.
We'll come up with a couple on the fly.
All right.
Deal?
Who wants to go next?
Who's got a story? Ryan, you had one.
I
burning.
I have
Go
like
ahead.
3 like in the chamber.
I mean, mine are really lame. They're all like Tail of the Dragon stuff or VIR stuff. So.
yeah, mine.
Yeah.
Mine's Tail of the Dragons. I have,
If you try to follow Tim at all, Tim has
Yeah.
no mechanical sympathy. Everybody knows this, right?
Well, that is a very good way of putting it.
Zero mechanical.
what's funny is too like it's always Tim and I.
I've never heard that phrase before, but
Yeah.
I knew exactly what you meant.
No, like Tim does this. So we're at the Tail of the Dragon. Tim's beating on his car, and I'm like, I'm gonna keep up with Tim. And then like I see him slip out. The car oversteers a little bit, and I'm like, we got the same car. Everything's fine. I toss it in there, and I don't know what voodoo magic
Yep.
Tim has done
Yep.
to his vehicle, but I'm like decent at suspension tuning and a pretty good driver. Like I have an SCCA license, and Tim's gone before I can like recover.
Yep.
I chalk it up to you being literally a million years old. You have been around since the invention of the automobile.
Yeah.
What I'm going to chuck it up to is owning an S2000.
Yeah. No.
As soon as you
Random,
own an
seriously.
Don't make a
S2000,
driver out of you.
like
yeah.
I've been at Gingerman. There's a spot where there's like a couple swooping turns, and you're just pinned through them. So you're like probably doing 85 or 90 miles an hour through these swooping turns.
8, 9, 10,
and then,
right?
yep,
8, 9,
exactly,
8,
8, 9, 10. And you just get this oversteer, and you're just like, okay, and then you just kind of like work it back, and then you don't have any time to really think about it.
Yeah.
And then you finish your lap, and you're like, holy crap, that just happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
'Cause-
you just learn to just react. Like, you just need a
Like-
car that's a little nutty.
Yeah.
Then
I'm gonna say a few things about that because Tim and I talked about that. Like we extensively talked because at first he was really bummed about having like a year with the S2000 because he had just done the V and the V was doing real fast on track, but he decided not to race it again. He was like kind of bummed. Like, no, Tim, take a year with the S2000. You're just gonna become a better driver because slowly
Yeah.
you're gonna be able to push times. Like
this is true.
and we talked about it a lot. And he eventually you did it and you loved it, right?
Yeah.
And then on top of that, I'm gonna kind of pat my own back because originally, Like, because when the first few times Tail the Dragon, Tim was super into it, and I was obviously into it too. And I was like, all right, dude. Because, again, I got this from Initial D, too, which is great because I love watching Initial D. Because I was like, Tim, I'm going to put pressure. Yeah, I'm going to put a pressure on you from the back to go faster.
There's an innuendo in there, but go for it.
Exactly. And I'll say, don't pay attention to the rearview mirror. I'm just going to do it to see if I can kind of
You're just making the innuendo better.
Yeah. And so, yeah. And he didn't. And we both did the same thing. We both got pretty fast around the dragon. Then I became a pansy. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's I don't know. There's a lot of stuff that kind of just ended up where I'm at. You know, like being able to like have Ryan like on me. Like he had a superior car. Yeah. And like he was on me and like I heard a few people complaining about him riding them, and I'm like, man, I don't even notice he's back there. Like,
as long as you trust the person behind you, like
race your own race.
Exactly. That's what it.
Because like that's why it's great with our small group when we go to
we all
Tail
trust
the
each other.
Dragon. Like I can be on Tim, or Tim can be right up on the back of the car,
trust
and
each
I'm
other.
like, he knows when I'm gonna brake. He knows what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And what's nice is too, that's the first time we raced it because Maeve's like, dude, I'm faster than you at the dragon because we did the Moonshiner.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
You remember the first time we
man.
all three of us because you
Moonshiner.
were in Wallpiper.
That was probably the hairiest ride we've ever had at Tail. Mason,
Dude.
like you, me, like, oh my God.
Well, it was the first time, and I was on Mason, and so I did the same thing. I got right on Mason. And Mason's like, no, I don't know. Like, we've driven together, but let me follow you. And me and Tim left him the first time. But then Mason got to know us better, then it became a little bit better. So
That Moonshiner run was hairy.
Ooh,
that was
fast.
me and your ATS.
Yes, and me and the Cobalt.
doing three digits.
Yeah.
Like
Moonshiner
a
runs
lot.
at night.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah, Moonshiner's fun.
In the rain.
In the rain.
In the leaves.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
I
that
said.
It was
Oh,
straight.
jeez.
Leaves,
Those
wet,
leaves will get
raining,
you.
like
Yep.
wipers on.
We did some stuff that we probably shouldn't do again. And we
No,
haven't.
and we haven't.
Yeah, we haven't.
Like, I have not had another run like that. That's, like, historic right there.
I understand what you're talking about with the trust in people, though, because I've dealt with that the one time I did go to Tail, and I'd never been there before. I'd never been on a road course. I'd done, like, 2 autocrosses in my life that I probably placed bottom 10% at. And so I was down in the Black LNF, and then Ryan had the snowball there. And so Ryan took me out on a run. He's like, I'm going to go, like, 70%, and you just stay on me.
Yep.
And that really helped me because I'm not an idiot with driving cars, but I had never done that
Yeah, it's
before.
a different type of driving.
So being able to be behind him and watch his line and when he braked, when he took off, and that kind of stuff, that was a good learning experience. But I trusted Ryan, so I stayed right on his tail as much as I could.
He did a good
And
job.
it was a lot of fun.
Yep.
It's
But I can understand how that would freak you out, being front or back, if you didn't know and trust the person that you were driving with.
Absolutely.
well, that's also why the Dragon has 113 pull-offs or something like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
I forget what it is.
Oh, yeah.
People use those.
I think all my best
Well,
stories.
and I hate the people that don't.
Oh, yeah. It's awful.
I think like all my like better stories are Tail of the Dragon. I've had 4 tires off the ground at Tail of the Dragon.
Yep.
Oh,
In
are you
the
talking about
Sonic.
Gravity Cavity?
Yep. In the Sonic, I had
it
all
is.
4 tires off, and in your car, I hit 100 miles an hour
Yeah.
on the heads-up display. So it's
Allegedly.
probably over
Yeah,
100.
probably all around
I
it.
say
Yeah.
specifically
'Cause,
at the Dragon, I realized with Sonics at least, you have to drive the car like you hate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You like, I'm not great with just beating the car like it owes me money, but once I followed Tim a couple times, I was like,
He'll make
know
you do
what?
it.
No, that's true. Like I can do it on a road course, not a problem. But when it's super tight like that on the Dragon, I was like, I don't want to go off. And then when you hang around Tim enough,
No.
Yeah.
So what I say is Tim's skill is always consistent, you know. But you should try to follow him in his freaking 6 Series M6 that he had. That was literally impossible. This thing had 325 tires in the rear or whatever
Yeah.
it is. It was a super wide car. It had no traction problems. I could not keep up with him at all in
like
that
I'm
thing.
not a BMW guy at all.
Yeah.
But my God, did that thing sound good?
It sounded good,
That
and it was
dyna
just
exhaust.
fast.
Yeah, it did.
Sweet.
Oh my God! Let's go! Let's go! Ashley and Tyler. Get it, Ashley. Get it. Yep. Get it. Now get it, girl. Get it, Tyler.
There we go. They can't even fit in the camera.
Let's see the camera. Let's go.
Oh boy.
He's drinking too. Let's go, koala and cactus in the house.
Man, I thought that they were gonna have like a 6-pack of like mics in their hands.
Oh, I
My
figured.
scariest story in a car.
Scary story, real quick. Scary story.
Scariest story. Okay, I got two real quick. First time I ever went 4 off at Gingerman. That was pretty scary. It was wet session, and I was going way too 10-tenthsy. And
11 tenths.
yeah, it was
Yeah.
about 11. And came around 7, 8, 9, and the Camaro just went whoop,
Yep.
and I hit the grass. And when you hit the grass, when it's wet, you accelerate.
Yep.
And that's not fun. And so I'm spinning, and I'm coming towards the corner worker station. And I'm like, and thankfully I came to a stop. So it was all well. I just busted up the lip.
You have to put the lip back on. Makes me mad.
Yep, nope. And then the other time we were driving to Detroit, and I wasn't driving, but I was in the passenger seat, and we were in Heather's Impala and just cruising down the road, 65. All of a sudden, total black ice. Like it was the only
Yep.
actual black ice story, or like
Why does it have to be black?
because it wasn't white.
Fair.
Valid point.
And we just hit it and started spinning, and spinning, and spinning, and it was like 6 rotations, and we're all just in the car like, what do we do?
There's nothing we
There
can
was
do.
nothing we could do. Somehow, just came to a dead stop, middle of the highway. Didn't touch anybody. Didn't touch any other cars.
Wow.
You gotta count your blessings
We
on
all
that
just
one.
had a little poo in the pants.
Just a little poo came out.
So yeah, that was it.
There it is.
Nothing too crazy.
Ashley, you got one?
I have a lot.
You got a dune story?
Jump in.
No, I'll save you all.
I mean, looking at this koala right
mean,
now is just doing things.
Ashley
Like, what
does
is-
Dune things, so she's
Yeah.
probably got some
Oh, I
like
forget.
4-wheeler
Ryan
like.
hates,
Yeah.
Ryan hates puns. That that outfit is quality.
I hate you.
Ah, Randy, you're hired.
Yep.
All right.
That was a good one. Any fun to Ryan?
Oh right, Randy wants to work here. His wife just said no.
Oh,
Yeah.
just let's cut that one out.
I have an open desk next to me.
Yeah, his
Wide
desk is
open.
already
He
there.
was already sitting there today. He looked
It's
pretty
it,
good.
it's in my contract. I have to have my own office.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Tim, you're getting kicked
yeah.
out.
Yeah, sorry, Tim.
so you can go out and sit next to Ashley.
There you go.
Deal? All right, deal.
All right. I don't like. Do we continue with scary stories? Like I'm kind of distracted now. I'm not the
I
scary.
mean,
I think it's time for.
No.
Is it time for overrated, underrated?
ooh.
Yep, let's do it.
All right.
Al, you can do this on the spot. All of your training has come down to this moment.
Yeah, well, because I'm going to have to, like, think in the background while someone's doing their thing so that I can come up with
Wow,
the
there's
next
a
person.
koala. Why are you
Let
looking
me-
dead in the eyes of
Let
a
me give the
koala?
rules while you think.
Yeah, you can give the rules.
Overrated, underrated. The rules are you have to pick if said thing is overrated or underrated. Can't ride the line, have to pick a side. Can give as much or as little explanation as possible. I think that's it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Can you
No.
type these up on the fly? Maybe? Did you not take
I got-
Mavis Beacon?
If it takes you longer than
You got one, Tim?
5 seconds to
Yeah, I got one for Ryan.
I got
no.
one in the chamber for
Oh,
Tim, and it's a
no.
pretty good one.
Oh no.
I got one for Ryan.
Oh, we
Okay.
starting off with me now? Oh god.
Nah,
we'll just
no,
do-
we're going to start off with Tim.
Oh,
'cause
no.
I can't hold this one in.
All right, here we go.
First, kicking off the overrated, underrated session from Mr. Tim Beek is your wife finding you attractive.
Well, she used to until I shaved this facial hair off.
Oh god.
Yeah. Yeah, that's this facial hair is overrated for sure. Cause
So what
yeah.
is it, Tim? Is it overrated or underrated to find your wife finding you attractive?
I mean, you
There's-
know, whatever
there's
the
one
right.
Well, think of all the bro compliments you've gotten.
Oh man, but
Like, add all those up.
You honestly started a trend.
Yeah.
I did
unfortunately.
start a trend. Like, holy
Unfortunately.
crap,
Many
how many?
people now have mustache.
Like
3, 4?
50% of
world.
ZZP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3 or 4 people did it.
All right, like we talked about earlier, Tim. You have one right answer. Let's just leave it on the couch tonight. So you answer very carefully.
I mean, it's
Can we look and see if she's watching right now
Oh,
or
she's
not?
definitely watching.
Oh no, it's the waiver in the
I think
voice
I think
for
the
me.
answer is underrated, right?
Yes.
It's underrated.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, like you definitely want your wife to find you attractive. And
100%.
Yeah.
like right now, like she keeps telling me these stories. Like when we're laying in bed, she like moves the pillow to like cover half of my face.
Well, she walked in this morning and started hysterically laughing.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
Man.
that's true.
How emasculating.
That's
So bad.
That's the best reaction you can
Oh
go
yeah,
for.
Paul. We don't know who this guy is. He just wandered in here.
Pretty much.
It's real weird.
Oh, hi.
She's watching.
Oh, she is watching. Good thing you answered
You
correctly.
answered right, Tim.
Watching, always watching.
All right, Tim. What's the one for Ryan?
Oh no.
Oof.
Wait, we got to see the poll results up here.
Yep.
So far, 10 votes, 60% say underrated.
Okay, they're the
Wait, what was the question? Like, how did you?
Your
I
wife
said
finding
being
you
attracted to mustaches.
Oh God, that's not. You didn't ask that right.
That's pretty broad.
Oh, he asked it backwards. They're disagreeing with Mrs. Beak.
Oh no, no.
Maybe there's
But
It's,
no,
it's
no.
probably all dudes
No, no.
answering those, so
Again,
that holds
this
true to her
proves Kyla's
theory.
Point. This literally proves Kyla's point.
Yeah, that's
It does.
true.
Yeah.
This is
And all
once.
dudes are like, yeah, fuck yeah, man. I love
Yeah,
my
but
mustache.
every
Swear jar.
Oh yeah, Tyler's swear jar. Yeah.
Oh.
Every time with the air throw.
All right, Tim, what you got?
adjusting brake proportioning valves.
Oh,
I mean-
man. Why you do him dirty?
Okay. All right. So no. This ties in. So, speaking of Tail of the Dragon, another this is probably number 2 scariest time.
It was scary for me.
Me and Tim and
Tim and I.
Tim and I. Sorry, Grammar Al. We were going out on an early morning run. I had the Pirellis on. This is why I swear out Pirellis, because all my accidents have been pretty much on Pirellis.
Definitely Pirelli's
There's no
fault.
correlation.
No correlation.
Pirelli don't sponsor us, but Federal. if you
Federal
want to.
Tire, please sponsor us.
No.
Garbage out of here.
Yeah. Thank you.
I'm telling you, I'm with you.
Well,
It's only these. It's these 3. It's
Randy
solid.
is unhired.
Sorry, I don't speak poor.
So.
Continue.
So, I'm going out to Tim is in my ATS at this point, and we're going on a run. Again, I'm following Tim close behind and stuff. And it's cold. It's in the morning. I should have known better. And we're in gravity cavity going downhill. So Tim brakes. And I thought he broke. I thought he braked a little more than he was going to, so I misjudged it. And so I had to brake, and I had to turn in to avoid rear-ending my own car. However, the rear end caught grass and slick, and also before proportioning valve, my rear end locked up. So, what Cobalts like to do when they lose control, they whip, they whap, and they skid-lat. So that's
Pretty
what-
much. It's like a whoop, whoop, bam.
Yeah, that's what they do.
1, 2.
And then 3, then it comes back around.
Yep.
And so what it was doing.
Stupid torsion beam.
Yep. And so what it did, it turned around. There was a little like dip that's going down off the side of the mountain. And I slid and I slid and I slid and I slid and I said, "Oh crap!" And I tried to turn back in to try to save it, and it didn't. So I was going off the cliff. I was like, "Well, car's total." I was thinking to myself, it was kind of a moment of zen. I'm like, "This is the
how I
end.
die."
This
This
the
is
end."
it.
And then I stopped.
Yeah.
And what saved me,
Was your exhaust?
no, was my side skirts.
Those
Ah.
My Ings RSX side skirts held the entire car on the side of the mountain.
That's a testament to the bodywork done.
Yes.
But
That's true.
we pulled it out and we adjusted the brake proportioning valve, and there was 0 incidents
Zero.
from that point on.
Zero since from that point on.
I was just like, "What is your car doing?" And he's like, "I don't know. When the back end comes around, when you hit the brakes too hard." I'm like,
Yep.
and I was like, "Do you have ABS?" And he was like, "No."
Yep.
And I was like,
because of the,
"What do you have in place of the ABS?" And he's like, "I don't know. I got this proportioning
Yeah,
valve."
but
And
this
I'm like,
proportioning valve that I
Let-
didn't adjust and
"Give
put
me
in
your
here.
keys. Let's fix this right now."
And we did.
We did.
like, 'cause every time you brake, the car will want to do that. Like, oh, yeah, I should have noticed that way before now. But
That's one of my favorite things when people just like toss stuff on their car and they're like, "It's set out of the box," and I'm like, "You're an idiot."
Well, see, the thing is that I don't even know if Ryan really knew it was there, because it was like
Yeah,
a part-
I don't put
it
any
was
of
a
that
part-
fault on Ryan.
No. I
it
just
was
like
a
to make
part
fun
of
it.
his.
That's true. Yeah. Screw you, Ryan. You dummy.
It was a part of his Regal harness swap. We did this Regal harness swap so his car could be like legit flex fuel.
Yep.
Which was cool, and you get an additional 500 RPM of rev limiter ish.
Yep. About
you know?
600.
And it went in there, and that was amazing. But you have to delete your ABS.
Yep.
So
Stuff happened, and we didn't notice it till then. But yeah, it was fine the whole weekend except for that part. And then after that, I kind of ever since then I like PTSD. I haven't been back to my 100%. I'm like 75%, Ryan.
Like, just you feel like the rear end's coming around you at
Every
any,
time.
any
All the
second.
time.
Well, you just need to take your diesel ATS every time.
You got one for
I think that's my secret is that I don't have PTSD.
Yeah.
I just don't have PTSD.
Yeah.
Sure,
You know,
if
I've
never
had-
remember, then you don't get scared.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I remember what happened last time. It's gonna happen again. Okay, I'm gonna die.
Yeah. I was
bad
telling
memory, you
I was
know?
telling
Bad,
Trevor
yeah.
when we were driving his Xterra today, like any car that comes near the Xterra, I'm like, no,
Yeah.
don't do it.
Yeah.
Like it's just the way it is right now.
Yeah. So no, that's that was a thing.
Yeah.
All right, I need another beer, so I'm.
Okay.
Me
they're going.
too.
Bye,
Yeah.
Koala
Hey,
Ashley.
bring me a drink.
If we have
Good?
any,
You help?
You can do it.
if we have any brown alcohol, that would be preferred.
You good? You good?
We're all out of souls.
We got Seagrams.
Bye.
Like
Seagrams?
Yeah,
Is that like the thing you drink when you're in high school?
probably.
Okay. I mean, I'll take one. I'm not gonna say no.
Hey, someone grab the fifth of Seagrams from the liquor
Yeah, I don't know
cabinet.
what you're talking about.
The liquor cabinet
The liquor
at work.
cabinet. Yeah.
We don't have one
Yes.
of those here. This is a company.
The theoretical liquor
Matt
cabinet.
Canatelli, I like that one.
Yeah.
I can't wait until Kyla sees Matt so she can slap him.
Yeah,
with
Tim was a
Jesus.
general in Nam.
Yeah. So that's time number 2, and if time depending, I will have a time number 3 if this is the big.
I
the most recent one.
do have an over under for Randy.
Beautiful.
Oh, good.
Ooh,
But
let's go.
let's see where we ended
Yeah.
up here.
It's on the
76% people. Who says
What?
it's overrated to adjust your brake?
Now, you're being negative here. Let's just acknowledge that 76% of people are not dumb.
And the 23% is like
The
what
rest
is
of
what is
you.
the proportioning about?
The other people are just the Trevors.
What?
The drifters. The drifters.
Oh, yeah.
Set it all to the back.
Well,
Man.
to be fair, my pedal only goes to the fronts.
Well, in drifting, you'd want it all in the front, actually.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
slow
Oh,
down
yeah.
your
How do you
tire.
get the back end sideways?
Handbrake.
Yep.
Oh,
They
the
split
hydraulic.
it.
You,
'cause you
you
have an inline
need them
handbrake,
split
right?
front rear.
It's not like dual calipers in the rear. It's
No.
just a single.
Okay. This gives me a second to nerd out because
Okay,
this
keep
is
it short. Keep it short.
I'll keep it short, but this is one of the few reasons that I actually really like Formula Drift because of the once you really understand it, the technical skill that goes into it. So when they're running tandem,
Okay.
when you're the tail car, you need to
That
match.
would be chase, but
That'd be
yes.
the chase car.
Okay.
The tail car.
I was thinking.
He's
I was
speaking
thinking.
terms for everybody.
I was thinking
Yep.
lead tail on the tires. That's why I got mixed
Ah,
up.
yeah.
When you're the chase car, you need to be able to match the lead car's angle and be as close to them as physically possible. Sometimes that means that if you were to just match their angle and you're a better driver and a better car, you're going to run into them.
Oh yeah.
So you have to front brake to slow your car down,
Yeah.
but still be able to keep the angle.
Yep.
Yeah.
When you watch FD,
They
like
do a lot of
pedal
left
cams,
foot braking.
Yeah.
and
They
stuff
move their
like
foot
that.
over and they're just.
They left foot brake
the
a
entire
lot
time.
If
on
you,
the chase
what is
car.
it? If you watch Die, like I don't think he uses the brake. All he does is push the clutch in when he needs to slow down. It's like, there's no brake whatsoever with it.
Yeah.
It's
But you watch a foot camera of some of the chase cars in a really close Formula D, and it's a lot of left foot braking because they're trying to keep as much angle as possible, but they can't literally run into the guy because that's
like,
kind of frowned
those
upon.
cars are crazy gripped up.
Yeah.
Like
Lots of grip.
guys running 100 treadwear tires.
Right, and when I first started watching Drift, I was like, why are they running expensive tires when they're just burning them
They
up?
need them.
Because they actually need the
need the
traction
grip.
so that they can push the angle and the speed and
Yeah.
get right up on that
Here
car.
in America, like D1 has grown to this. If you don't make 1,000 horsepower, like don't come to the show type.
Yeah,
thing.
I like overseas better.
Yeah. It's definitely more. It's like watching. It's
more
I
grassroots.
compare it to like watching the NFL and then like college stuff. Not that I like sports ball, but when you
Yeah.
when you have to watch sports ball, I would much rather watch college versus any type
sure.
of NFL or something like that. 'cause
Yeah,
it's just so much
the
more.
Americanized Formula D is a lot of
Drag racing.
just
It's kind of drag
how
racing
fast
sideways.
can you go and go sideways.
Yeah, it's
I
kind
mean,
of drag
it does
racing
take
sideways.
a crazy amount of skill.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna
Yeah.
knock that, but it's just different.
Yeah, different.
You know,
skill.
But we set the primary points on speed, so you can outrun people.
Pretty
and win.
much, yeah.
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 Okay, all right.
Sorry.
So that's enough nerd now for you.
Yep.
We got
Al, over under.
Well, sometimes I get excited about nerd
stuff
stuff.
to do, yeah.
True.
Anyway, I did think of an over-under for Randy because this goes all the way back to when I first became acquainted with Randy O.
Oh, sorry about that.
Sound effects.
When he still had his
Roll call.
bagged base model.
Run back. It
yeah.
was not back. Don't you ever say it was back.
No. He has a point. It was static up until like Ryan Blaser will correct me. 3-4 months.
At the very end,
the
it was
end of its
bagged.
life. Yeah.
Whoa.
Gin will work. Well, there's Seagram's whiskey in there, too.
Gin is fine. Just put it in this glass.
We're good. Thanks, Ashley.
Right there.
It's alcohol.
Pouring it in. Okay. Okay, but yeah.
Katie's gonna be like, "See, you drink gin. Listen. This is what is
Listen.
available."
Yeah.
Wait, you did bag it at the end? I thought
At
you
the
stayed
very end.
Very
at
end.
the very end.
Like Ryan, he'll correct me in the thing, but I think it was
Squirrely
like
owl up in here.
maximum 6 months.
Okay,
The
then that's why.
last, yeah.
Because
To be fair,
So
Randy was very anti-bags
The
for a very long
problem
time.
was I hate when people say things are impossible, or that can't be done that way.
You would literally fit in 100.
yeah, I was just going to say that's one of the reasons we kind of want you to
So
be
like,
here. But anyway.
in that point in the Cobalt community, people were like, I would bag the car, but you can't go lower than coilovers. And I was already the guy modifying all the coils to go low. I was like, why would I modify bags to go low when I can do the coils? It's cheaper and blah blah blah. But I think I got a hold of like a set of bags from like a buddy or something, and I was like, I'm gonna see if I can put the subframe on the ground, car immovable, like with this setup. And then I did it, and I was like, it can be done. It is
Difficult.
real difficult for this car because the subframe and the actual unibody structure are about a half an inch apart from each other. So if you lay the subframe of a Cobalt on the ground, pinch welds are almost there. So
Yeah, it's pretty
it's
close.
real dumb. But
It's done.
I didn't not do it.
Exactly.
So
Give him the over/under underrated.
sorry.
Not necessarily related to suspension.
Keep going.
Not at all related to suspension. The underrated for Randy is appropriate turbo sizing.
Ooh.
Because that particular car,
Yeah.
I remember you getting a hold of me for some tuning and telling me what the setup was on the car, and I'm like,
That's never gonna work.
why?
Yeah, exactly. So I'll just answer the question right out of the box, and then I'll explain my answer.
Fair.
So I think it is overrated personally. So I think you can slap whatever size turbo you want on a car.
He's fired again.
Yeah. you're-
How can you spool it is a different character.
Dang it, he's
got
me here.
Oh, the technicality.
Yeah.
Ooh, you don't think about everything, do you?
Oh.
So in my
You know, for high school level, this is not bad gin.
it's
Stay on subject, Al.
It's all right. But anyways, so in my particular situation, you could spool it. You can spool turbos in every which way now. You can spool it with CO2, nitrous, compressed air, even
With another turbo.
with another turbo if
Jesus.
you're like Al. You can do it a bunch of different ways. So I would say underrated.
I can't disagree.
All right.
Don't you
Take
ever-
that. Take
don't
that, internet.
Don't you even look at me, because
I mean, we know GM's answer because look at the turbo that came on the Sonic.
Oh, jeez, yeah. GM it is the top of their list. You must size as small as is physically allowed.
Let's be honest. Sonics are economy cars, so that's what it was made for.
They're not even that. I'll tell you what the Sonic was made for. And if you've listened to the podcast, you may have heard me rant about this before. The Sonic was made because someone that works at GM went to some abandoned GM warehouse and found 18 shipping containers of 1.4 generator engines and said, holy crap, we got to put these in something to get rid of them. And that's how the Sonic Turbo was born.
And I'm very happy with the way the subject is going because the new car that I got is much quicker than the black.
That is
black
true.
Sonic. It's probably got 80 wheel on it. 80?
Yeah, oh, I'm sure.
Yeah,
80
probably.
or 90 wheel. And like the black Sonic was quick and fun, and it was a great car, and I loved every second having it. But I was ready, like mentally, I was ready. I was like, I was already talking to Tim. I was like, I need to make this number.
You need to do more.
So
Yep.
we were on that road already.
See, and I would say, just a sidebar, this is always why I really enjoy talking to you, because a lot of times people say, well, I want to do this. Well, what's your budget? What's your goals of this? I don't know.
I have no budget.
Yeah.
Well, now you're lying.
By the way,
Yeah.
sidebar, customers, please do not ever sell us you don't have a budget, because if you didn't have a budget, you would have
Not a
twin-turbo
Cobalt.
Gallardo from
Yeah.
UGR or Hearn
you wouldn't have an economy car.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Now, I like modding economy cars. I'm not faulting you for doing that.
So
But don't
much fun,
sit here and pretend that there's not a budget.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
may
always
you
do.
might have a really big budget, but don't say you don't have a budget.
Like a customer recently came and said, I have $7,000 to spend. Here's what I want to do. I'm like, all right, bam, 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 bam. Here's what you do. He's like, sweet, I'll be up here.
That makes
And
our
it's
job easier.
way easier.
Yep. Like it was when I didn't want to lay in the driveway and do my clutch on my car. I said, Tim, this is the budget I have to work with. I want to do this clutch and this, that. And he was like, come up here on this day and we'll get it done.
Yep.
And I drove from Virginia. I was like, I'm about not laying on my back. And transmissions for Sonics are small. I can pull it out of the car and put it on the ground. I
Don't want to do it.
I'm like 30. I'm not trying to hurt myself.
Yeah, they're a bad time.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
good.
I was like, I would just.
Oh, yeah, look, that guy.
Oh,
Hey, guys,
would you look
little-
at that?
A little backstory. Trevor tried to take his Mitsubishi
I successfully took out my transmission.
Yeah,
Lancer
true.
Rally Yard.
It came out.
Yeah. Automatic transmission. It has like a bajillion clutches and stuff, and it's really heavy. He thought he was Al. Trevor, how much do you weigh?
Half an owl.
115, dripping wet.
An Al? Wow.
Literally half an owl.
Yeah.
115.
Yeah, that dude is
I
skinny.
remember when I was in 7th grade.
Yeah.
I remember when I was born.
So he thought he could one hand grab a transmission.
Nah.
A few doctor visits, sprain, fractures.
Oh, he palmed it all right.
Yeah. It came out and he held it.
I
but
caught it.
Man.
It was good.
The ground helped him.
The ground helped. Yeah. Yep. So now he has a brace on. Trevor, show him when you brace.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is the new
Brace
brace.
yourselves.
We're in physical therapy. We're getting there.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. What
Yeah,
other?
I think
overrated-
that's about it. Actually, we got to.
Yeah, what did we get on the
Oh, sorry.
Oh, yeah, hold on.
100% say
100%.
under?
tell me we gotta stop. We've ran till almost 6
We
before.
got plans tonight.
Yeah, we're fine.
So I would say
The plans
internet-
are for Randy, and Randy is here having fun, so the plans
just-
can
We
move.
just
That is
follow
true.
Randy wherever he goes
Yes.
tonight.
Appropriate turbo sizing, underrated. I am proud of 100%.
I am very proud of those people.
Yep.
You are good customers.
Indeed.
Everyone
Because
in the
they've
chat,
also
though,
heard you and I complain about it a lot.
Yeah,
too.
that's
do
true.
thank Randy for being on. We
yeah.
presented this to him abruptly today, and he
I
was like,
walked in and I was like, I'm gonna spend money, and they're like, you want to be on a podcast? And I was like, oh.
Yeah, no, they're like we kind of didn't give him a choice. We just said, "Hey, you're going to be on the podcast."
You're gonna
today.
come up here, and I was like, I'm terrible at speaking to people.
That's okay.
fine.
You're fine.
You know, that's a good point, Paul. Randy has very good sound effects.
He does.
It just comes naturally.
He does.
"That's gonna be
Because
on
I've
our
had slow
TikTok
cars
later
my
next
entire
week."
life. So.
Oh yeah.
So you have to amp it up
I just
somehow.
make the noises myself.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna give another scary story because I have a ton of them. This is the most recent one.
In the
Probably-
meantime, think of an over/under for Trevor.
yeah, you got to think of one. So my most recent one, and it's a very sad one for me, and it's put me through a lot of personal life choices.
It
I've
has
had to
put
make.
his friends through a lot of stress.
That's true because
but we gracefully handle
think-
that stress because we care about Ryan.
That's
even
true.
though
I have great friends. I do.
I
And I give them crap.
swear
do
jar
smart
friendly
people-
word hate
You
him.
almost said a bad
Smart
language.
people
I
do.
almost did.
In the face of problems, you build committees.
Yes.
And that's
yes.
what
Yes, we build committee.
So, guys, recently once the snowballed up and everything like that, we had a little bit of a boo-boo. And this is the first time I've talked about it because I'm just now at the point where I'm comfortable and not wanting to throw that car off a cliff.
Other
done
than
messed up,
Devin's
Ron.
Facebook
Yeah.
profile picture.
Yeah, Devin's Facebook profile picture has kind of put it out there, but
Yeah,
whatever.
thanks, Gump.
Yeah,
Realistically, you didn't do anything bad.
I did not. Yeah, no, it just happened. It was a kind of thing. So
I like to, if anybody knows me, I like to make fun of Ryan at any time that I can.
Any
Absolutely true.
possible reason.
Anytime
Both-
that I can.
both him
I've
and
known
Al.
you for 11 years
That's
now.
true. Long time.
just want to make fun of you all of the time.
Yes.
But
So-
this one is not him.
So yeah, we had an accident. I was racing at the road course at track, and we had a bit of a failure. A failure that caused me to see something that I put 11 years of my time, life, energy, and everything into it. And the snowball had a on-track issue where had an engine failure, and it caught fire in the engine bay. There was a big fireball, and the whole engine bay was on fire. Luckily for all ZZP cars, we always have fire extinguishers in our cars. So
And luckily, you were on track,
With
and
other
there were
people.
other people there to help you as well.
exactly, I was just
Yeah.
gonna say that.
Thank you, corner workers.
Yes.
Mhm.
So
And
we
the
got
Honda
there.
Bros.
Yeah, just
Yeah, and
everyone.
the fellow racers.
Yeah, because Tim and Trevor were also there too. So it was one thing that we had a fire, and I just saw my car going up, and I just kind of froze, and other people helped me out of that stump and sloop for a bit. The car is not total. Engine bay got a little crispy, but it will be back sooner rather than later.
Crispy.
The
We
right
bit
the
crispy.
right passenger fender also got a little burnt and crispy, but it's nothing that isn't fixable, and we're coming back stronger and harder. Maybe not stronger because Al isn't going to let me come back strong because everything needs to build a committee around the car.
The car is coming back in the most fun orientation that it has ever
Al
been.
and I will continue to argue about this off camera.
We will
Say
until
Ryan and I put in time on that flange for you, and you
Yeah.
guys still haven't used it.
we have made rapid progress in the past 2 weeks.
Okay, good.
Customers don't know what you're talking about, so that's what makes it even better.
Yeah, I mean, it already has an engine ready to go on it.
It does.
It's at that point to where you just got to wipe the cradle down because the engine bay is going to look better than the cradle. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
purple
Do
power up that cradle and
Yep.
drop the engine on it, and
We got to redo a little bit of the harness, which has kind of been the most demoralizing point of it. But it's something that, again, with my friends here and the co-worker stuff, you guys have helped me through it. But yeah, that was I remember feeling such dread is the right word. I had just given up. I saw this car that I've bought brand new, still the first owner of, and had put all this time and effort and work to make it a fun track car and show car, just going up in flames. And everyone,
I know that feeling.
Yeah, yeah. And friends were there to help me out. But
and honestly, hearing the story, it isn't as bad as he's making it sound. I mean, you and I have watched a car burn to
Yes.
the ground.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what's funny too?
At the
It was at
track.
the same spot.
Yeah.
It was literally at the same spot.
Like, we've watched cars burn to the ground before. Yours just had an engine bay fire.
Yeah.
Well, I would say 85% of your wire harness is fine.
Yeah.
So I mean, it just needs some wires repaired on
Yeah,
it. or-
it just needs some time put into repairing it.
yeah,
Yeah,
and a lot of cleaning, I guess, just
Yeah,
because
cleaning.
that fire extinguisher stuff is pretty
Yeah,
gross.
that dust is crazy.
Yeah, I got
So-
most of that out. Right now it's just a little bit of discoloring and a little bit of soot and things like that. But
we
already have-
definitely learned that CO2 fire extinguishers, we should almost
the
do
move.
that as one.
Yeah.
An overrated, underrated on CO2
They
fire
are the
extinguishers.
move.
I don't want to interrupt Ryan, but I saw other Ryan Blagda comment on here that I just had to get a car that was faster than his. And you can buy all the horsepower you want, but you can't buy talent, Ryan. So, just kidding.
That should be
Are you
Facebook
kidding,
illegal.
though? Are you actually kidding?
No, Ryan's a very good driver.
Ryan's good.
He's excelled
Ryan brought
leaps-
Tim's Other Sky.
leaps and bounds in the last 2 years.
Ryan brought Tim's Other Sky.
I
Yeah.
met Ryan, and he was driving a dumped automatic Elantra base model. I don't even think it was a GT. And now he's whipping around a probably 300 wheel horsepower Sky. Just
Yeah.
getting
I'm
it.
still mad at Ryan for not letting me drive that Miata.
It was underwhelming.
Bad
If it helps.
That depends on the driver.
But yeah, so
No, it does not.
but as far as Ryan's car goes, he still gets mad, and he still has bad days, which we all do.
yeah.
But we have formed a committee that makes the decisions for the snowball going forward. And he has a 30% stake, and the other 3 members have 20% each. So we still get to tell him what we're going to do.
Pretty much, yeah. Which
And
is- it's kind of funny.
I
guys.
guarantee you the car is going to come back, and when it's back together, it is going to be the most fun iteration of the car that you've ever driven.
Yep.
And
that waste.
It doesn't matter whether you believe me or not, because that has no effect on what it's going to do.
All I'm gonna say is too, you have it currently has no turbo because guys. So FYI, Al on the Honey Badger is using the turbo that was on Snow because I'm a friend and I want Al to go real fast. And
Good friend, not the bad friend.
not the bad friend. Al has, when you're let your friend borrow your girlfriend for a little bit. I don't know if anyone else does because that's
Who else knows that?
No one else does that. But however,
Theoretically, if it happened.
yeah, if it happened, you kind of
I did bad things to her.
Yeah, he borrowed my girlfriend. I ate my turbo and just did bad things to her. So now it's kind of just used.
Still doing bad things.
I'm
Still
gonna
so
go out
bad.
here and say this is a very awkward conversation.
Fantastic. Good.
This
We gotta
is
make
weird
it
from
fun
the
for
other
people.
side of the table.
This is fantastic. So yeah, he's used stuff, and now he wants to get it back. Well, I don't want that thing back.
Well, the number one thing holding up the current plans I have for the Snowball is Tyler Vogt.
And that's
Yeah,
why
that
it is
sounds
Tyler's
accurate,
fault.
yeah.
Because he has to run a 10 before I can make my vision come to light.
All right, so yeah,
And
I'm
Mr.
not-
Tyler Vogt is like, oh, I have like 47 weddings to go to, and oh, college sports ball is really important, and I can't go run a 10 this weekend.
We call that sleeping.
Yeah, he's sleeping.
Oh,
You're not going to jump in the car and run a 10, boy. Like, I build a car to run a 10. Now, you got to
Gonna
drive it.
Put Tyler on a diet of Ipecac and water.
Pretty much, yes.
Just dump him in the
We
car.
can even mix it 50-50.
I mean,
There we go.
Well, unfortunately, I got to cut you off, guys.
sorry.
We got a video coming up in 1 minute. If you want to see an ATS-V time-lapse engine rebuild.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we
It's
do.
Tim's
Tim's car.
ATS-V engine rebuild with the
Speaking of,
big Zona Rotor turbo. Is about to make some
Yeah.
power.
We had
Yeah.
a nice conversation about that one.
So hop off this video, hop back on our YouTube, check that out.
No problem.
Else, thanks guys for being on. We'll see you next week.
I'm Ryan D at ZZP.
Tim at ZZP.
I'm Trevor.
Who are you?
4T60s come bad from the factory. I'm out.
I got distracted.
I'm Randy O that nobody knows.
I'm the Randy O that knows the know.
Thanks guys.
I'm good for a beer.
Have a good weekend.
guys.
Happy
Yeah,
Halloween.
more alcohol, please.
Yes.